What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at prime moment Garrincha. I know he is an SBC and has been for some time, but we didn't actually do him during that period, and I don't understand why. I'm guessing we probably just had some other people that we were reviewing, and he kind of just slipped away. And as we have no players to do, I thought, you know what, let's give him a go. We've literally not seen kind of a lot of the icons. I think I've done about 50 to 60 of them now in terms of prime moments, and it's something that I definitely want to increase next year. Is try and get the lower rated, the base, mid, and primes all up to scratch. As prime moments we tend to do at this period of the game because they are quite cheap. Garrincha is coming in under $1 mil in terms of transfer value. His SBC is still quite expensive, but obviously that was because it was probably about a month ago actually. It does run out on the 13th of September, so if you want to get him done, obviously there is that. We will have a look at his full SBC at the end of the review, so if you want to stick around for them and want to like and subscribe, that will always be massive. We are trying as much as we can to get to 9k before the end of FIFA 21 and then absolutely smash 10k in FIFA 22, which is genuinely just incredible. So anybody that has subscribed that is new and is watching this video, thank you very much for the subscribing and showing the support. Genuinely, it has been a mad 2 years, so let's get into it then. So Garrincha is obviously a Brazilian right wing, newly added last year, I want to say, yeah, last year. So FIFA 20, having a 95 right wing again. I'd probably say I prefer the last dynamic. We will have a look at that at the end as well. But in terms of stats, he is a 5-star, 4-star. He has got some pretty good stats. We've got power, free kick, flair, and outside of the foot as the traits. That's actually really nice. Good pace, dribbling's fantastic. Obviously, we've got a bit of shooting, good passing. Physicality is where it's let him down, but obviously, he's going to be a winger who is very quick. The chem style you want to be using is going to be Hawk, which gives you 97 pace, 97 shooting, and 79 physicality. So, without further ado, let's get into him. I personally, when was Garrincha? He was the 1962 World Cup, which is just nuts. So, I want to say Botafogo, if I'm correct in saying that, is a Brazilian team, I want to say. Anyway, let's jump in, let's stall this video, and let's get into some gameplay. Let's get the first touches underway. I'm expecting him to be quite good still. I will probably say that he isn't going to be as what he was probably when the SBC came out, just purely for the fact that we have got a lot of very, very good cards. So it's going to be interesting to see how he matches up after using the likes of a 98 Depay, as well as 97, what's his name, Dybala. We've had some huge upgrades. Oh, I thought we may have been able to get that ball back. I wanted the fake shot, but realised you've got to press X as well as the B. Little 1-2. Kane's making the run, and that's a poor ball. For someone with very, very good passing, I'd be expected to see a lot better. We put him in the position for, obviously, that interception, and that's where it's going to be, again, not necessarily the overall feel for him. He's not going to necessarily win you loads of balls back, but he could potentially win a couple. If you get him in the right position, obviously the interceptions can happen from anyone. If you are reading the attacker as well as you can, then obviously there is always a chance to obviously intercept. Little 1-2 with Kane again. That's where it's going to be the movement. Little dink across. Oh, Gomez going for some flair there. There he is. Get that counter. That's lovely. Oh, it's even lost the ball in terms of a throw-in, but that personally was a poor touch. Really could have got away there, but hopefully that's not necessarily a kind of an animation thing, or it might just be how his stance was. There he is. This is where he should be in his element. Obviously, he's got 97 Chilwell attacking. Let's whip a ball in. Completely back post. Again, give or take sometimes. I'm not necessarily the absolute master of crossing, but sometimes you do get a lovely cross on the go. Little one more again. Gomez gets the free kick, maybe? No? Okay. Can just start kicking legs then. I think the biggest point with trying to possibly do this SBC now, Jesus gets kicked, is the fact that obviously I want to say Cruyff is not necessarily, it's either Cruyff or one of them isn't really too much more than obviously Garrincha. And I think in the likes of Ronaldinho, Cruyff or Hullet, I'd much rather take one of them than Garrincha, unfortunately. There is too many players in that right wing role that you could actually put instead of Garrincha, whereas the likes of a Ronaldinho, Cruyff, it is necessarily more name, nearly sneaking one in. Even though I think you've probably got the argument between him and big boy Georgie Best, I feel like Garrincha definitely puts himself in the name with them too. Obviously, mainly being icons more than actual players. And he's away, maybe not, 1-2. There it is. Should slip it past him. Obviously, Chilwell is not necessarily the slowest player as well. Oh, lovely. Little flip-flap. Chilwell's got him. And again, this is the problem with a lot of wingers. You'd normally necessarily, especially to start with the game, you tend to have not necessarily in like a massive advantage, but especially the really fast players, you do have a semi-advantage in terms of going against centre-backs and left-back, right-backs, because they're just not as quick, whereas now we've got left-back, right-backs with pretty much 99 pace across board. Whips it in. That's a stunning ball. It's a great header. Garrincha with the assist. Havertz with this stunning header. We get a penalty. Can Garrincha step up? We're going to go with him as the penalty taker. Obviously, we have Kane there. 89. Not necessarily going to be the greatest penalty taker in the world. But, we sold him completely, though. Lovely stuff. First goal for Garrincha, obviously, is on the wing. Oh, here we go, look. Of course, he's going to go on the inside. And I knew he was going to quit. There we go. To it. Can he? That's a great touch. Oh, imagine that would have been such a good cross if no one was coming to that guy then. Could see the flashes of an incredible volley. So going into the overall for Garrincha then. So he was okay, to be honest. I'm not a massive fan. I feel like now at this point there is plenty of cards out there. The one thing I did want to see was how much is Cruyff's SBC. I think, yeah. So, realistically, at this point in the game, obviously, if you haven't done Garrincha yet, then you more than likely didn't want him. If you look at that SBC in comparison to Garrincha's, I just kind of know where you're going with that. So, I would say it's pretty much transfer market or nothing. If you was going to fill in a Garrincha SBC now over Cruyff, I think you're mad. Cruyff is 100 times better in terms of just how he is as a card. I'm not saying that Garrincha, there's anything wrong. Just Cruyff brings a lot more to the table in terms of what he can do. I think Garrincha is nice on the wing. You could probably bring him in centre, but I just don't think he's going to have that different star factor. I feel like maybe when Prime Moments came out and he was probably going for it. I can't remember if they came out before or during Team of the Season, but I can imagine he absolutely flew. But in terms of now, he's just nothing really. I think there's so many players out there. Like even if we just go to the new players now, the level, like even Adama right now is a free card. You can save yourself SBC wise 1.5 mil, or obviously transfer coins 900k literally to go and pick up this guy, and he is just an objective. So for me, I think that is 100% an easy choice right there. But obviously this SBC, I've got to be kind of more okay with the fact that it came out a while ago. We have got it till the 13th of September, which is nuts. I don't think the game's going to be continuing as that point, because that is like another 30 days away. But again, they have to give us enough time to be able to complete them. I wish they put them on expiry, but we move with that one. In terms of kind of if you did get him from an SBC or any player pick, I wouldn't be too disheartened, to be honest. I'm a big fan of Brazilian icons anyway. If I did manage to get him, I would still be very happy. A 95 icon moments is still very, very nice. I just think at this point of the game, there is a lot of better options right now, and especially more cost-effective options. And literally Adama, you also had a Di Maria that came out. You've got Chiesa as a right wing who is just phenomenal. There is just, again, a lot of good players. If you was to get him, a Hawk is definitely what you want to be going with. It gets his pace, shooting, and a bit more of his physicality up, which I think he desperately needs if possible. Everything else about him, though, nice and quick. Yes, he had no strength whatsoever, but again, it depends on who you're playing against. And again, if you've got Alfonso, if you've got someone like a Theo Hernandez, they're not necessarily going to be slowing down anytime soon. So you've got to play a bit smarter, play the little 1-2s. He's great at passing, and he's great at that 1-2, kicking the through ball over to Kane was very, very nice indeed. If I was to give him a rating, I'd probably go a solid straight 9 out of 10. I think he is good, just past the mark a little bit now in the game. So hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you are new again and have lasted this long, thank you very much. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.